What? What was that? He's been acting all weird this whole time. When I rang a little while ago... I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. Doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid if I leave her alone, so I tried to bust open the door, but it felt like there was something holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even get it to budge. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think that the serial killer, Genocide Jack, really murdered Chihiro? Is that why Toko's so scared? No! Because she's all weird and I'm gonna cut you. I was just making a joke, but... What if she's Genocide Jack? What if it's like split personality syndrome, you know? Well, whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Is there anyone who might be able to persuade her? She likes you, Byakuya! Hey, Byakuya, do you think you could ask her? To come out of her room, I mean? ...
That's fine.
Sure. Whatever. No, you're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Wow, I guess you can be nice when you want to. ... Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. Ding dong. After a few moments...
What do you want?
Leave me alone. You're also annoying. Bacula!
It's Byakuya.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. Hold on a second. Hey, Byakuya. What was Toko talking about just there? Something about a promise.
What?
I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. But...
Stop talking.
If I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Oh, yeah, okay. I'll just stay here and keep an eye on her.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Oh, goddammit! And I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked, but he didn't even look back, let alone say anything. He just kept on walking towards his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in. Do I finally get to see it's the archive? There are no clues there. Oh, if I remember, on the other side of this door... It's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
I'll make it all... It'll all make sense once you get inside. I'm finally in the archive! Whoa, there are so many books and files. And so much dust.
So, in other words...
I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one up at random. Oh, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file.
That's right.
That's the report on a presidential assassination. The original is kept in the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? There's no telling whose crosshairs you might end up in for peeking at it. ... Without making a sound, I return the file to the shelf. What's with all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous. High voltage. When we touch. When we kiss. They detail the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous truth for a commoner. I don't know why he's suddenly talking like this. You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean like the ones with real power, the secret council controlling everything. The Illuminati! If you're ready to disappear for it, take a look. There's some very interesting people in there. You're joking, right? Am I? I'll just let it go for now. There's a ton of thick files stuffed into the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me just give you a little warning. These things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos of all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing that any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. What do you mean? All those files are investigations related to different cold cases. They're internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. Oh. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by the smudges of the dust, it looks like there was something inside. I don't know what it was. There's an extension cord plugged in there. It provided very useful while I was in the library. Extension cord, huh? Huh? It's a desk lamp? Oh yeah, it's the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with the lamp? It was here before, then I moved it out there. It was too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in this library is because this room right here. It's home to the classified government documents, police reports, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it as a lie. Well, it's just not that I refuse to believe it, but, I mean, just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. The mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all of this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still don't believe it? What about you? Can you really believe it so easily? Things like this are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual, normal, ordinary, simple. These things don't exist anywhere in the real world. If you don't understand what it actually represents, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? The documents gathered here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so I have no doubt.
Hold on a second, you're saying you've read all these documents more than once. But all that top secret confidential stuff, so why?
My family has a reading room just like this in our home. Ours is bigger, of course, and not as dusty. Huh? Members of the Tagami family have access to a variety of government-related documents that include foreign powers as well as domestic.
How is that possible?
So, in other words...
I already told you, there's a secret council that controls the world from behind the shadows. The Illuminati. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim that without a doubt that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing. Or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more and more than the actual mastermind. And with what always interested me was the cold cases, police investigation reports. Reading through these reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I'll solve more than a few of these cases just by reviewing the reports. And among all of those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. As he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report my allergies are acting up. I apologize. Okay. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases have been compiled here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two noticeable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And on the second, is that when their victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same thing that happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise, the best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who know about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew that particular aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew the act of mounting the victim. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. In fact, the answer is quite simple.
So
the culprit isn't a copycat killer, but the real Genocide Jack.
In other words...
That, right there, is the evidence that Genocide Jack is hidden amongst us. Then, Genocide Jack really is. Such a brutal, fiendish killer really is walking around among us.
Interesting.
Things are starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would have become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it would be good for you to take a look at what we've seen already? You might manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you're going to get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. My God, you're an asshole. You know that? Can't stand you. And with that, we will call this recording session to an end, because I need to get something to drink.